All right, here's some more graphic evidence of just how good Framber Valdez has been. DeRosa, he credits the use of a sports psychologist a couple of years ago to really help turn around his career. He's been fantastic and should be in the Cy Young consideration.
No doubt, Robert. Kind of like an embarrassment of riches for the Houston Astros, right? This guy has been unbelievable. And when I sit there, I know Lance McCullers has got that $85 million deal. I think Jim Crane and James Click might want to think about locking this guy up for a while and solidifying that rotation. He has been phenomenal, so I wanted to dive in on him. He gives me Mike Hampton vibes, but he throws a little bit harder than Mike did when I played with him with the Atlanta Braves, and he can carve you up in a variety of ways. 16-5, an ERA right around the 2.5 range, and his curveball, I can argue, is the best in the game. Okay? Julio Urias, pause this real quick. Julio Urias, Charlie Morton, the only two guys with the spin rate on the Yacker that's a little bit better. But it's the way he throws it. It doesn't pop out of the hand. You're not able to recognize it, and that's why you get so many bad swings on it. Also, it holds its plane, something I'll get into when we get into a Sean Murphy at bat. Let's go. Here it is right here. So he's going to get me over two-seamer at 93 miles an hour. That thing moved about 6 inches right there. Hangs one pitch. You don't hit that, it's over, okay? And he eventually gets him on a breaking ball right there. We're going to get a slow-mo real quick. What I want people to understand about his breaking ball, can you run that back for me one time? When it comes out of your hand, and I'm going to side-by-side a Barry Zito, you're looking for it to pop as a hitter, something to gain ground north so you can recognize that it's an off-speed pitch. He throws his curveball kind of like most guys throw their slider. Here he is, Big Barry, back in the day. This thing was one of the best in the business, but it's carrying the left-handed batter's box to the right-handed batter's box. When Valdez throws his pitch, if he starts it away, it kind of holds its line. If he starts it in, it kind of holds its line. So guys almost think it's a heater for a little bit, and then it's got such spin rate, such depth. Can we bring up his pitch usage? Because I want to show this. So he's thrown a sinker 48.2% of the time. Curveball, 28.2, and an occasional mix-in cutter changeup. This is, I mean, come on, 76% of the time you're getting one of these two pitches, so why would you be on anything else? But it's this 28.50. This thing is ripping out of his hand. Third highest spin rate. Let's get back into it. Let's see an at-bat against Seth Brown. And you see him, he's just super calm. Get me over 94 two-seamer. Now I go to work with a nasty breaking ball. 95 doesn't get the call. Here it comes. Fouled off, 1-2. Watch him shake his head. That's a good pitch. He goes, if I keep throwing it, you're going to eventually swing at it. All right, I'm shaking my head. I don't think you can lay off it 3 times in a row. And it's see you later. So he just stays at the bottom of the zone with this nasty two-seamer, this breaking ball that doesn't gain a lot of depth. And me and Alex Avila had this conversation. You go back to 2015, Dallas Keuchel. He gives you those vibes on the mound, although they attack hitters a little bit differently. Dallas was more of that sinker cutter change, and you're seeing Valdez sinker, occasional cutter, ripping curveball. So highest ground ball rate. He's able to keep the ball on the ground 66.7% of the time. And with Bregman, Pena, Altuve, nothing's getting through the way guys shift. Up there with the likes of Kyle Wright, Logan Webb, Alcantara, and Dane Dunning. So it's an interesting curveball, Robert. You can't recognize it because it comes out of his hand on the same plane as his heater. There's no like real pop up out of his hand for you to recognize it, and then it's gone. And like I said, most guys want to think it's going to sweep out of the strike zone. He's able to almost throw that true 12-6 that kind of holds it line. So, they're sitting on another ALCS and see what happens.
What a fun
and
job
Verlander comes back
has.
and doesn't give up a hit.
Yeah, Verlander looked very good in his return on Friday night. Astros beginning a series tonight in St. Petersburg against the Rays. That's a possible playoff preview.